This is really a big win for North Carolina agriculture and for our farmers. It gives them some certainty. It gives them some understanding that that right to farm law is there to protect them against these nuisance lawsuits or any future nuisance lawsuits. And it applies across the board. It's not just for hog farmers or chicken farmers, it's for every farmer in the state. That's why we pushed for it, and we're glad to see this ruling today. This all dates back to 2013 when a group of plaintiffs filed a lawsuit against, or a series of lawsuits against Smithfield Foods and then 80 to 90 contract farmer growers, a lot of our members. Those cases eventually ended up in 2014 in federal district court. Smithfield said in their filings in the court, the right to farm law protects us against these lawsuits. The judge disagreed. We strongly opposed that ruling and were concerned that the judge in that case had essentially rendered the law toothless. It didn't apply in those cases, and we were really concerned about that. So we went to the General Assembly along with our friends at the North Carolina Pork Council and other groups and asked the General Assembly to repair or to restore the law. They did that in those two amendments. What it means for farmers is right now the right to farm law in North Carolina is still intact. Remember, a lower court had ruled that the lawsuits that were filed here were dismissed, that there was no claim that the plaintiffs could hold on to. And so now we're moving into a place where we're on appeal. The plaintiffs can, of course, file an appeal with the Supreme Court. The difference here is the Court of Appeals in North Carolina has to hear appeals. The Supreme Court doesn't. It gets to pick and choose the cases it wants to rule on. And so we're hopeful that when we start talking to that court, they'll see that this ruling was a slam dunk. There really isn't a whole lot here for them to review on a statewide basis. There's not a really important case there for them to consider. And then they should just let the case move on and let it close down and us move on with that right to farm law protection in place. It is a wonderful Christmas present to come on the heels of Christmas and the uncertainty that these nuisance lawsuits created throughout North Carolina, but also the country. This is a case and an issue that state general assemblies and farm bureaus across the country have been following. We're a little bit of a leader in this space in terms of making these right to farm laws stronger than they were previously.